Hello children, let's continue with chapter 2 polynomials of standard 9th. Now we are continuing with exercise 2.5. We'll be dealing with question number 4 and 5. Before we proceed, let us read the question. Question number 4, it is expand each of the following using suitable identities. You have to expand, you have to solve it, but you have to use the suitable identities. The first sub question is x plus 2y plus 4z whole square. Now whenever a question is asked in this way to use suitable identities, you have a compulsion to use the identities. If you multiply directly, you may lose your marks because your method of using the identities is being tested. Now, let us try to compare this question to one of the identities that we have already learned. Actually, we have learned 10 identities. Now, which one this matches with? Yes, it is x plus y plus z whole square. So, this is the identity. Now, x plus y plus z whole square is x square plus y square plus z square. That means all the three terms are initially squared and added. Finally, the three terms, all the other three terms, they are multiples of 2 and xy, yz and zx. 2 taken together. This is how you have the expansion. With 6 terms in it, 3 terms are square terms and the other 3 are multiples of 2 by taking any two of the variables x, y or z, the terms together. So let us substitute. As this question resembles the left hand side of the identity, our answer will be the right hand side. That will be the expansion. So here we have done the corresponding changes. X square remains x square. Y is 2y. So wherever it was y in the right hand side of the identity, we have written it as 2y now. You can see the corresponding changes done. Then z here becomes 4z. So wherever it was z on the right hand side of the identity, we have written it as 4z now. So after doing the corresponding changes, we have got a statement x square plus 2y whole square. This putting the bracket for 2y is compulsory. Next term is 4z whole square, then plus 2 into x into 2y. Y is now 2y. Then it is plus 2 into 2y 4z. So corresponding changes are done. Plus 2 into z becomes 4z and x remains x. Now you have to just do the squarings and the multiplications and you get the answer. So this is your final answer. One more example. 2x minus y plus z whole square. Now children, in this identity also you have to be very careful about your signs. Signs are to be considered in this identity also. Substitution. Here x in the identity is 2x. Y in the identity is minus y in this case. And z is z only. So corresponding changes are done on the right hand side and the statement is written. So you can see that y has become minus y everywhere it was. Now you will just square the terms or multiply whatever whenever required and you get this as the answer. Next, the third sub question. Minus 2x plus 3y plus 2z. Your x is minus 2x, y is 3y. Z is 2Z. Accordingly, the changes are done. As I have told you, minus sign is very important. You have to consider it and substitute wherever needed. And you get the final answer. One more sub question. 3a minus 7b minus c whole square. X has become 3a. Y is minus 7b. And z is minus c. So do the corresponding changes, solve and get the answer. The fifth sub question, again the same identity. You can understand that x has become minus 2x as told. Consider the minus sign. Y has become 5y and z has become minus 3z. Do the corresponding changes and substitute, multiply and get the answer. With this, one more to go. Here x is 1 by 4a, or it is a by 4 also, whatever you are comfortable with. Accordingly, the changes are to be done. Y is minus 1 upon 2b and z is 1. So see, this is how the changes have occurred. First term has now become 1 by 4a whole square. Whole square, as I have been telling you, it is very important. Otherwise, you may not consider all the terms. Squaring of each and every term is important. 1 square also you have to take, 4 square also and a square also. So we enclose it in a bracket and then we put the square accordingly for the other terms also. And this is your answer. Now with this, let's move to the next question, that is question number 5, factorize. Now this is your question. Try to recollect those identities and try to match this with any of those identities that you have studied. If you are able to recollect it correctly, this is the last fifth identity that we have put, but this is the right hand side of it. See, it's now being flashed on your screen. The only difference is with minus sign. So that will be always there. Because I have been telling you that this identity is such wherein you have to consider the sign. Now, here in this question, 3 terms are square terms. The right hand side of our identity also has same. And the other 3 terms are multiples of 2. So that is again matching with our identity. So we are going to use this identity. But this is right hand side of the identity and your answer will be the left hand side of the identity. That means you will be actually factorizing it. We'll be doing a little bit of changes and we'll be writing this statement in a proper manner. This is the proper manner. First term becomes 2x whole square. It's a square term. So you can do this changes. Second term becomes 3y whole square. And the third term is now taken as minus 4z whole square. It could have been written as 4z whole square also. But children, if you look at the terms properly, you will see that the fifth and the sixth term, which has z common, has negative sign. So whichever two terms has something common in it, that term will include the minus sign. I hope it is clear. We'll be dealing with more questions. I'll be again explaining it. Now we have our x, y and z. The first 3 terms are the square terms and with these only we can easily collect our x, y and z. Our x is 2x, our y is 3y, our z is minus 4z. Accordingly, you write the next 3 terms. That will be all multiples of 2 and then xy, yz and zx, whatever whenever is required. According changes to be done. Now we have the right hand side written in a proper order and our answer is left hand side, that is bracket, in the bracket x plus y plus z and whole square. So this is your answer. In the bracket it is 2x, then 3y and minus 4z, because the last term was having z. The last term was having minus. So you have to take this minus in the solution. It is minus 4z. Then finally it is whole square. That is in the factorized form. One more example to go. Again, this, if you check, the first, second and third term are square terms. If you look at the first term, it is 2x square. 2 is the square of root 2. So it is actually root 2 whole square. The second term, it is easily identifiable because it is square term. And the third term, that is again a square term. 8 is square of 2 root 2. 2 root 2. 2 square 4, root 2 square 2, 4 2s are 8. I'll be explaining once again. This is how first three terms are square terms and the next three terms are multiple of 2. So we are able to use this identity, the one which is flashed on the screen. Negative sign is also there in this statement, and that negative sign will be taken by x because x is common in those two terms which have negative sign. So let's write in a proper order. The negative sign goes with minus root 2x as the first term, whole square of it. Then y's whole square, then 2 root 2 z whole square. If you square this, you will get 8z square. Accordingly, do the changes in the next three terms, write in the proper order. Now this resembles the right hand side of your identity written properly. Left hand side will be your answer. So your answer is minus root 2x plus y plus 2 root 2z whole square. This is how we come to the end of this video. We'll be dealing with the next questions in the next videos to come. Thank you for now.